Hey everybody, so it is week 8. I know I'm a little late with this video. Sorry for that. And because of that, I also have more to talk about. I have actually a lot to talk about, so I'm going to talk a little fast to try not to make the video like extra long. And we're already at the end of April. It's about to be May, and then I only have like 2.5 months here, and it's going by super fast. I don't want it to, but it is. But okay, we'll start with some differences. And so, one of the first things I want to point out is how they sometimes say English words, but they just put like a Spanish accent on it. So, some examples I have are like when they answer their phone, they say like hello. That's how kind of like it sounds. And then in soccer, like they say corner, like okay. And then a little bit of Spanglish that I heard was new is like they're like ¿Cómo estás? And they say super bien, like just super. And then one of my favorites, I don't know if I mentioned this in a video, but we have a Popeyes here, like chicken Popeyes, but they call it Popeyes. So those are a few of the words. And also speaking of words, it's not only um like well of course they use English words here, but like I've noticed like people even from the US, like different states use different words. I have a friend from South Carolina and she uses like I would call a beanie, like just a beanie, and but she calls it a toboggan. And I've never actually heard the word toboggan ever. And I asked like other people about it and they're like they knew what a toboggan was, but for them it wasn't a hat, it was actually a sled. And they're like toboggan like a sled, and I'm like, and I don't know, my other friends know like a hat. And so it's crazy how people even like in the same country use different words different ways, and so that's pretty interesting. And also today um, we were in class and one of the guys like shaved off I guess his beard and he just had a mustache. And so a guy from Canada was like telling him, he was like I like your pinch. And we're like, what did you say? He's like, your pinch. And we're like, mustache? And he's like, yeah. He's like, y'all don't use that word? And we're like, no, I've never heard that. So yeah, that's some differences. Oh, also, I found out Justin actually told me about this, and I don't know actually why he knows this. I don't know where he heard it from, but he heard that other places, like other countries, the toilet flushes counterclockwise. And I went to go check, like just went to go flush the toilet real quick, and it actually does flush counterclockwise. And supposedly, I guess everywhere in the US just flushes clockwise. So that's pretty interesting, and I don't know why that is, but cool trick, not trick, but something new that I've learned now. Maybe you've learned as well. Let's see. I didn't have a game this weekend. I thought I did, but I didn't. They start the second week of May and they're on Thursdays, and they're going to be on every Thursday after that. So that's when my first game will be, and I'll let you know how it goes. Practices have been very good, very fun, working on skills and stuff. Let's see. Oh, this past week I did miss the bus. Okay, I have a problem with these buses. I don't know, I don't like them. I was at the bus station. It was leaving like at 5:30. I was there at 5:20, 10 minutes before, and like I didn't see it like at all, and there was nobody there. I don't know what happened. I don't know. So, and the buses only run like every hour, hour and a half, and I had practice, and there wasn't gonna be like another bus until like when the practice was almost over, and I was like, ugh. And I already walked all the way over there, and I was like, there's no point, I should just go to practice. Like, I really don't want to go home. So I was like, God, I'll just find a bus to take me closest to the university, and I guess I'll hike up the mountain. I've done it once, so why not again? So I was like, okay. So I just went on a random bus, like that was gonna get me closest to the university. And I asked the guy, I was like, hey, does it go by here? And he was like, yeah. But like I didn't tell him if he could tell me where to get off, and I wasn't really too sure where I was, and I still don't have service without Wi-Fi, so I don't really can't use my phone. And so I get on the bus, and the bus gets super full. Like all the seats are filled, and like people are standing up. So I'm standing up, but I'm in between the bus. So like there's people within front of me, and so like it's really hard to get out. It's like really crammed. And so we end up going like really far, and I realized like we're going outside of Viña, like the main city right here. We're going into this city called Quilpe, something like that. And I was like, oh man, I'm going way too far. So then I had to get out, and I was like so far that I had to get on another micro just to come back to Viña. And I was like, oh man. So that was bad, and I got like arrived an hour late for soccer practice, but he didn't say anything, so it's fine. And then let's see, I did go volunteering last week, and it was at a different place. They have about 4 different locations, so this one was a new one. And this time I was working with kids that were a little bit older, and I think it was better for me because I was able to explain to them like, yeah, my Spanish isn't that good, and then like when they would tell me something I wouldn't understand, like they would say other kind of Spanish words to see if I got that phrase or something like that. So I think it was much better. It was fun. We were working like on songs and countries and stuff like that. Let's see. Also this week I went to a friend's surprise birthday party for his 21st. So he's actually from Canada, but his roommates are from the US. So like in the US, your 21st is like a huge deal because that's when you can drink and whatnot. Even though here it's 18, but yeah, so they like wanted to throw a big celebration for him and celebrate it how like he would back home. So that was really nice of them, and it was really fun. And then over the weekend, it did rain a little bit more. It's been raining quite often, actually, more than I thought. Like for the past 2 or 3 weekends, not like some days it's like really hard, some days it's just sprinkling, but still. I did go, so I found out about these outlets in Valparaiso, and it takes about almost 30 minutes or so, and there's not that many stores, and I live in San Marcos, so we have like a huge outlet, like I don't even know how many stores, it's huge. And so this outlet had, I could probably count how many stores, maybe like 15 to 20. That's it. But they did have like a Nike store, Adidas store, and they actually had decent deals. Cause like everybody, like not everybody, the mall they have here, it's nice. Like they have all the high-end stores and whatnot, but they're kind of expensive. And then other than that, they have Falabella and a Ripley's, and those are basically a Macy's. Um, and then they just have those, and those aren't in malls or whatever, but they also have those in the malls. But these are just single stores by themselves, and that's kind of all we have. And then we have like little mom and pop shops and stuff like that. So we found out about this outlet because I'm looking for hiking boots to buy. I did actually see some, but I didn't get them because I don't know which ones to get yet. But then we also ran into this like surfer store. It's called Maui and Sons. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. But they had something I was really surprised. They had like I saw a really cute bathing suit. I was gonna get it, but it didn't fit quite right. But it was really cute. And back home, like usually if you're buying like a bathing suit, the top and bottom are sold separately, but here they were sold together, which is something really different. And it was only like 10,000 pesos, which is only like $15, which is really good because back home the top would probably just be $15 by itself, and then like $15 for the bottom. So it was really, that's a good deal. I also got these shoes because I needed shoes because I only have my Converse and like regular like running shoes, but the Converse are hurting my feet. So I got these, like the makeup, I don't know how they do it like that. Yeah. They're kind of a little too big, but it's fine. Those were only like 6,000 pesos, which is like $8, which is really good. I also got these from, they're like the same style. We have like a Walmart. It's a Walmart in Chile, but it's called Leader. I think that was the name before, and then they sold the company to Walmart. Walmart took over, but yeah, those were like $5. I think I just said that, but yeah, I got those. And then I had sushi for the first time here, and it wasn't that good, but it's like really cheap. We got 40 piece, which is kind of a lot. Well, for me, like I usually eat like 16 pieces. I mean, it's almost 20, but still. Um, it was only $8,000 pesos, and I split it with a friend, so 4,000 each, like $6 each, and you can't get 40 pieces for, so $12 together. You can't get 40 pieces in the US for $12. Like sushi is like way more. Um, but it wasn't as good here, so I don't know. Um, so we got 40 pieces, and it came with like 20 like California rolls, 20, or no, like 8 California rolls, 8 something, 8 something. They had all these names that we, like 4 of the things we didn't know what they were. We just ordered it, and we're like, okay, we'll see what we'll get. And I feel like that's every time, and like every time, like I usually Snapchat my food, and like it's always different. Like I never know what I'm gonna get, and that's how it was for the sushi. So there were names we didn't know, and we're like, okay, we'll see what we get. So I had sushi with chicken for the first time. I think I had chicken and cheese, and they were warm. They came in this little box, so that was something new. And then there were also had these like fried balls in a box that were warm. So some were like fried egg rolls. Those were really good. And then the other one was like a fried kind of potato, similar to a hush puppy, but not really. It didn't taste like it at all. And then we had like other sushi things. And then they also have these hand rolls that, so it's basically a sushi, but they don't cut it up, and they leave it wrapped, and so you basically can walk with it like a hand roll sushi and just walk and eat it. I've seen people do it all the time. Now I know where they get them at, and I want to try them. And then they can also like fry them. And then there's like because there's like, they have it regular where they just have like the seaweed on the outside, or they have tempura, which is fried, and then they have this other thing called frya. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not too sure what it is, so I need to ask. But I want to try those. Let's see. Also, Justin bought his ticket for the end of May, so he will be coming, which is exciting. I'm really trying to get my sister to come, so we're working on that. She like needs to get her passport ASAP, like this week, if she wants to come. So I think it'll be a really good experience for her. I think it's a good experience for anybody, just like even being here a couple days. Like it's just so different. Let's see. And that has been this past week, and then this week I've already went through days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm gonna talk a little bit about those, because if I don't talk about it now, I'll forget for next week. But let's see. I went on a field trip to Valparaiso for my Spanish class, because we've been talking about like paintings and murals and stuff like that. So she took us to Pablo Neruda's house, and he actually won the Nobel Peace Prize for Literature, and he's like really famous for his poems and literature, and his house was awesome. It was 5 stories, and let's see, there's like this picture that's like the layout of his house, and like the museum, they had these little, they look like telephones, and they had numbers on them, and you push the number, and then it like explains about the house, like each room, and it was really cool. He has like an amazing view of Valparaiso. So Valparaiso is like very, very colorful. Like every house is like a different color, and it's on a hill. So you're seeing like all these houses, and it's facing the ocean. It was just so pretty. So I'll make sure to post pictures of that. So I went to that. And then I have a busy weekend this week. Yeah, busy weekend this upcoming weekend. I don't know. Sorry, I haven't got much sleep. So today, I was actually going to go volunteering tomorrow, but I had to move it today because I got offered a free trip to go on to tomorrow, and we're gonna go make pottery and have lunch. So that's gonna be really fun. And then I'm also going rafting on Saturday, so that's gonna be really fun as well. I'm really excited for those, and we're gonna go eat at this really cool place. Like it's like an elf house or something like that. That's what I read, but we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know. And then we leave to Buenos Aires next Wednesday. I have so much to do, but I'm really excited for the memories and adventures that we're going to have, because every time that you go somewhere new, I feel like you always have a story to tell. And like, for example, my friends, some just went to Patagonia, like Torres del Paine, and they're there for like almost a week, and they did the W. It's like a really famous trekking. Sometimes I can't think of my words. Trekking route, yeah, basically. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, you gotta tell me your stories. Like, I already knew she had some. And let's see, she was like saying how like she didn't shower for 5 days, and I was like, that's nice. Yeah, that was like legit camping, legit. So it was like making me excited for Peru when I go backpacking. And also like one of the guys in their group left his whole backpack. So like when you're backpacking, you have a huge backpack, and it has like all your stuff, like all your clothes, everything that you have. And so he actually left it in Punta Arenas, and I was like, wow, like all your stuff you just left. But it was like I don't know. He was rushing to go somewhere, and they were going on the bus, and he just ended up lefting it. But their tour guide got it, and he's shipping it to them. So there's always a story to tell. So I'm excited for that. And it's interesting because I was talking about this with someone. Every time, like, everybody always has like a different perspective. Like, yeah, we're all here, we're from another country, and we're like kind of like experiencing similar things, but everybody's story is different. Like, if you go, because a lot of other kids have like, I actually don't know anybody else that has like a vlog, I guess, what I'm doing. They mostly just have blogs where they're writing about it. I'm just not a good writer, so that's why I'm not doing that. But I read other kids' blogs, and it's just interesting, like, what they go through and what they're experiencing. Like, it's way different from mine. So I think that's really cool. Let's see. I'm also will be buying my ticket to Peru within these next 2 days because someone was telling me after May that they're gonna go, like the prices are gonna spike, so I need to do that. And I also found out another person is going to Peru, like within the same dates, pretty much exactly the same dates. And I've already talked to another girl that wants to travel Peru, so I might actually be traveling. Well, I talked to two girls that want to travel Peru, so I actually might not be traveling alone, which is good. And I think it's actually like funner. Funner's not a word, but funner when you're traveling with people. Like, yeah, it would be cool to experience stuff by yourself sometimes, but I think it's funner when you're traveling with people. And let's see, last night I was actually writing a paper on leadership, and it was on a movie. You probably won't never guess what movie it is, but it was Monsters Inc. And I'm just thinking, like, dang, I have friends back home like stressing about finals, and I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not home. Like, I don't want to be in the library like 24 hours just like studying away. Like, I'm here watching Monsters Inc. writing a paper. Like, this is so much more awesome. And let's see, today for lunch we just had we had like the turkey thing that we've had before, but before they gave us a sopapilla. That's what they call it, but it's not the same as back home. So back home, a sopapilla is like something you get with dessert, a little square pastry, and it has like sugar and stuff on top. You eat it with ice cream and fruit. I mean, that's how I ate it. And then, but here there's sopapillas. It was basically, it had like an orange tint to it, and it's like circular. It's, to me, it kind of tasted like a fried tortilla. And then there was this, she brought this in, it looked like a spinach pie. That's what it looked like, and that's basically what it was, how it tasted. It was called tortilla de acelgas, something like that. And I actually wasn't a big fan of it. It wasn't too bad. I'm just not a big fan of spinach. So that was something new. And then, oh, I also found out about this app to learn Spanish. It's called Duolingo, and it's kind of cool. I just found out about it today and downloaded it. But from what I know, like, you work on like new things, and you get so many points, and then you can add friends, and then you see where your friends are at, like how many points they have. It's kind of like a little competition, like, oh, I'm beating you and stuff like that. And so I think that would be fun. And if you want to download it and add me, message me so I can add you. And I think it's cool because also on my bucket list, it's like for me, it's to learn a minimum of 4 languages. So I'm working on my second, and then after I get this down, I'll probably, it has all different languages. So it seems like a pretty cool app. And then also, so you have to stay tuned. This is already a long video, 20 minutes, but you have to stay tuned for the next video because I have some pretty exciting news. I'm pretty sure I'm already going, but I might be visiting a new country. It's not final, but it probably will happen. So you have to stay tuned for that. And until next time.